The night my best friend proposed his girlfriend was meant to be filled with celebration, laughter, and love. The restaurant looked magical. Fairy lights draped across the patio and soft, romantic music floated in the background. Everyone knew what was coming, except his girlfriend, of course. My girlfriend, Lily, held my hand beside me as we watched my friend go down on one knee. When she said yes, the room exploded with applause, cheers, and tears. It was perfect. I glanced at Lily, smiling, imagining that one day it could be us. We've been together almost 3 years, and even though things weren't flawless, I believe we were strong. So when I leaned closer and whispered, "Someday that'll be us," I expected a smile, maybe a blush. Instead, she let out a short, sharp laugh that startled me. "You're sweet," she said quietly, still smiling, though there was no warmth in her tone. But I'd never say yes to something like that. Her words hit harder than I expected. "What do you mean?" I asked, half laughing, hoping she was joking. She sipped her wine, eyes still on the newly engaged couple. "I just mean you're not exactly the kind of guy I see myself marrying." My throat went dry. "Then what kind of guy do you see yourself marrying?" She shrugged. "Someone more driven, I guess. Someone who knows where he's going. You're comfortable, and that's fine, but I need someone who makes me want to chase life, not settle into it." Her voice wasn't cruel, just painfully honest. I forced a smile, pretending it was casual. "Wow," I said softly. "Good to know." She laughed again, nudging my arm. "Don't take it personally. We're just different types of people. You know I care about you." I nodded, words failing me. Around us, applause faded as people moved to congratulate the couple. Lily joined them, chatting and smiling, as if she hadn't just told me I wasn't enough. I stood frozen, surrounded by celebration, yet feeling invisible. That night, the drive home was silent. She hummed along to the radio, scrolling through her phone. I stared straight ahead, each mile heavier than the last. When we arrived at my apartment, she leaned over, kissed my cheek, and said, "You're quiet tonight. Don't overthink what I said, okay?" I wanted to reply, "I just mean I'm not ready for that kind of commitment." Instead, I nodded, forcing a tight smile. "Yeah, I get it, but I didn't. Not really." I stayed up half the night, replaying her words. "You're sweet, but I'd never say yes to something like that." It wasn't just rejection. It was how she saw me. Small, safe, replaceable. Over the next few weeks, things felt different. Her texts arrived later. Her laughter sounded forced. Her eyes drifted elsewhere when we were together. I tried to act normal, but I knew that night something had cracked between us. Then one evening, she called. "We need to talk," she said. My chest tightened. She arrived, pacing nervously, before finally speaking. "I think we should take a break. You're amazing, but I don't think we want the same future." I didn't argue. I just nodded. She looked almost relieved. "You're taking this better than I expected." "Because I already knew," I said quietly. "You told me that night." She froze. "I didn't mean it like you did." I added softly, "And that's okay. You were brave enough to say what I couldn't admit. I loved you more than you loved me." There was nothing left to say. She left, the door closing behind her with finality that both hurt and healed. Months passed. I focused on rebuilding myself, finding the drive she said I lacked, not for revenge, but because she had been right in one way. I had gotten too comfortable. A year later, my friend invited me to his wedding. I stood in the same spot, where I'd once been told I wasn't enough. This time I smiled, not because I had forgotten, but because I finally understood sometimes people enter your life to show you what you're capable of becoming when they leave. As the music played and love filled the air, I realized I didn't need anyone else to say yes to validate my worth. The only acceptance I had ever needed was my own.